In a modest town, nestled in the Andes Mountains of Peru, the hand of fate chose a remarkable place to welcome a very special child into the world. On April 27, 2004, in the village of Huancayo, a little girl named Milagros was born. Her name means miracle, a name that would soon prove to be profoundly fitting. From the moment she arrived, doctors realized that Milagros suffered from an extremely rare congenital condition known as sirenamelia, or mermaid syndrome, affecting only about 1 in every 100,000 births. This condition causes the legs to be partially or fully fused together, giving the appearance of a mermaid's tail. Subscribe to catch all the best and most thrilling stories. In 98% of cases, it's fatal shortly after birth due to severe internal malformations, particularly in the kidneys, bladder, or digestive system. But Milagros defied the odds from the very start. She breathed, moved, cried. She showed a will to live. Just hours after her birth, she was rushed to Lima, the capital of Peru, where doctors performed a battery of tests. Despite her tiny, fragile body, Milagros showed a surprising strength. Her legs were completely fused from the hips to the feet. She had only one functioning kidney, a malformed colon, and many of her internal organs were fused together. She also lacked a normal urinary tract, making her condition even more critical. Her prognosis was bleak. Yet surprisingly, the doctors found that her bones, muscles, and veins in her legs were well formed. This meant that with time, surgery to separate her legs might actually be possible. A long, risky, and uncertain journey, but not an impossible one. Soon, Peruvian media caught wind of her story. Moved by her courage, the nation embraced Milagros as a symbol of hope. People across the country followed her every step with emotion and admiration. In 2005, at just 13 months old, Milagros underwent her first major surgery at the Municipal Hospital of Lima. A team of Peruvian surgeons, supported by international specialists, carried out this incredibly delicate operation to separate the legs of a child who had never stood. It was a complex, high-risk procedure requiring hours of painstaking work, cutting, reconstructing, reshaping, all without damaging arteries, nerves, or vital tissues. And it was a success. For the first time in her life, Milagros could move her legs independently. The press nicknamed her the Little Mermaid, and she became a national icon, a symbol of strength and perseverance. Her story made headlines both locally and internationally. But that first surgery was only the beginning. Over the following years, Milagros would undergo more than a dozen surgeries before the age of 10 to rebuild her internal organs, improve her leg functionality, and manage the complex complications of her condition. Her parents, Milagros Serón and Rosario, were by her side every step of the way. Despite their poverty, they gave her a life filled with love and fought fiercely for her future. The Peruvian government and several NGOs provided financial and medical support. Hospitals like Shriners Hospitals for Children in the US offered world-class expertise and logistical assistance. Throughout it all, Milagros kept smiling, even in pain. She held her doctor's hands, laughed on camera, and spoke with journalists. Her bravery and spirit captured the heart of a nation. By the age of 4, she was already riding a tricycle, an achievement that made headlines once again. Milagros became the face of the Miracle Children charity campaign and even traveled to Canada, where she participated in events alongside celebrities like Celine Dion, who once dressed as a mermaid in her honor. As she grew older, Milagros dreamed of living a normal life. She wanted to go to school, read, run, dance with her friends. But the challenges continued. One of her legs was shorter than the other, requiring prosthetics and intense physical therapy. Sometimes other children stared or mocked her, but she never complained. She studied hard, became an excellent student, and spoke about her condition with clarity and maturity beyond her years. She once said in an interview, "I'm like a mermaid, but I'm also just like every other little girl. I love to play, laugh, and dream. I'm alive, and that's the greatest gift." During her teenage years, Milagros continued to receive specialized care. Her doctors worked to further reconstruct her legs and improve her urinary system. She started walking more independently, though her movements remained limited. Unfortunately, the Sirenomelia had not given up its hold. Her one kidney began to weaken. Frequent infections left her increasingly frail. Her body, after enduring years of surgeries and treatments, was growing tired. In June 2019, at the age of 15, Milagros Serón passed away due to acute kidney failure. She had lived her whole life with just one kidney and had been awaiting a transplant, which never came. Her failing kidney could no longer filter her blood, and though doctors attempted dialysis, her body could not handle it. She died poisoned by the waste her body could no longer eliminate. The news devastated the country. Social media was flooded with tributes. Newspapers ran headlines like "Milagros Serón, the Little Mermaid has flown away." But her death was not the end. It was the beginning of a legacy. Milagros' story is now taught in schools. Documentaries have been made about her life. A specialized medical center for disabled children now bears her name. Her journey has inspired advances in pediatric surgery, changed public policy, and brought a nation together in compassion. She proved that even in the most fragile of bodies can beat a heart stronger than fate itself. Dr. Liz Rubio, the doctor who treated and operated on Milagros many times, described her final days. Her kidney was only functioning at 70% by the time she was 9. She underwent nightly peritoneal dialysis so she could live normally during the day. A transplant might have helped, but the size of an adult kidney was incompatible with her small body. Later, as she grew, a transplant might have been possible, but her urinary system was too malformed to support it. According to specialists, Sirenomelia often involves urinary tract abnormalities, kidney dysplasia or absence, as well as skeletal and anorectal malformations. Many patients lack a sacrum and the lower end of the spine. In some cases, the fusion of the legs is mild, a membrane between the thighs. In others, it is extreme, a complete fusion into a single malformed limb. Early diagnosis during pregnancy is rare. It usually becomes clearer in the second trimester, though by then, options are limited. Milagros defied every expectation. She lived, laughed, learned, inspired, and changed the world around her. Subscribe now. Exciting stories await you.